movement. Yep, that needs to be fixed. Feb Daily, episode 2. This engine mount's not quite right. This bracket here that goes from the engine to the console doesn't do what I wanted it to. It doesn't support it. When I'm changing gears, this whole section flexes sideways, which will in turn misalign the chain slightly. I don't know if it's going to be enough to throw it, but I'd rather just fix it. All I have to do is bring a bar from this side here down to the side of the chassis, just a single bar. It's not a load supporting bar because it's supporting the load on these and at the front. It's just to stop it moving sideways. So, engine cradle is on the list, so that's something that needs to be fixed. So we'll put this extra bar in, weld in all the nuts for the engine cradle to bolt down to the chassis with. So all that's left is to put a diagonal brace from here down to here. So I've got this piece of 3mm steel, just going to put the hole through it, weld a nut on the bottom side of the frame here. He's then going to bolt onto there, and then we're just going to make something to go down between the two spots. Alrighty, that's all been reinforced. It's still flexing. What would probably work the best is just putting one back in all the way down to here, like the original design had. I don't have another piece of metal at the moment. Well, then again, I could take this piece. I might take this piece and put it through here. Pretty sure that's what's going to happen. that seems to work to stop most of the twisting on the motor. And it looks a lot like the first engine mount I made. Except for the first engine mount, these tabs sat on the top edge here, which meant the bonnet wouldn't have sat down on top and sit flush, and that's why I removed them originally. I guess the next step, we'll put the chain in and then make a cover to go over that. Chain comes down to the idle shaft. We've got our big bearing blocks, and then the sprocket going off to the rear. So we'll bolt all the idle shaft together, and then we can put the chain around to the right length. I've got tensioner for it just in case we need it. Mounting bolt for that. Alright, so that's in place. I'm guessing this sprocket's going to go on this way. That is a lot of slack. And well, basically, that's the only tooth that'll fit on. Well, guess that's where it's going to go. If the video just cuts out, it's because we've had a blackout and well, yeah, it happens. Just in case, as always, customize everything. I'm going to keep going with this. Personally, I don't have a chain brake, so I have to do this the old-fashioned way of just cutting the tops off and then pushing the pin out. It's not the best way of doing it, but it's all I can do at the moment. That is possibly one of the worst ways to pull a chain apart, but hey, it's all I had at the moment, so I really should go and buy a chain brake. Alright, so that's as tight as I could get the chain. I'll pull the bearing box back because there's a little bit of adjustment in there, but we're going to have to put a chain tensioner in. Basically in underneath, something like that, I guess. Ideally it would be on the trailing edge because this will always be getting pulled tight for drive, and the trailing edge underneath will just be the slack side. So if I put the tensioner in the top, as soon as you try to drive, it's going to be pulling hard on the top. Now putting it underneath, when it goes in reverse, it will be pulling that side tight, but it's the way it has to be. Yeah, this is going to take a little bit more thought than I was hoping for. I may need to chop this bottom leg off the engine mount and replace it with a piece of flat plate, because it's just not quite going to work. This engine mount may never be finished. the chain has a bit of slack in it. Now, I've been fiddling around for far too long trying to work out where I'm going to get this to fit. So I think the only option will be to just use this piece and build a slider that goes up in here. Now, it's going to take a little bit more thinking than what I have at the moment to be able to get this done, so we're just going to leave the chain for now and we're going to move on to the battery mount. Now, this battery I borrowed out of my wife's motorbike. She won't notice because, well, it hasn't been ridden for quite a while. So, it's going to go in here. Wrong way. Down in there. Right there like that. So I've got to make a tray that'll sit on these two rails. And then the battery can go in and we'll put a strap around it that we can tighten up here. Just hold the battery down. Positive terminals out here, so I don't have to worry about it hitting on anything on the inside of the box. The steering column misses that. Well, it did last time I had the steering in there. So that's where it goes. Now I just need to make a tray for it. So, CAD template time. So, the battery, an old CAD template. So, just going to go 15 millimeters around the outside. Something like that.
Here we go.
Here we go. CAD template. Just like that. Now my little folder will only be able to fold two edges, so the other two I'm going to have to just put a small break in to start with by clamping it, doing a bit of a fold. That'll give me the line, and then I can just tap the rest over with a hammer. That should work. Alright. Might be able to see it. The edges that I folded, it's nice, it's a tight radius. Where the ones where I hammered over, it's quite a large radius on there because I don't really have a proper former. If I had a sharp edge sticking up, I could have hammered that around a lot more. But that's okay because there's going to be a strap goes around the whole battery there, so that should be perfect. Alrighty, so just got to work out exactly where it's fitting. Alright, so that's where the battery's got to go. It's got a couple of millimeters of clearance up the front corner here, so the strap can go around it. It's got a little bit of clearance here for where the steering column goes through. And, well, yeah, everything's made to fit. Now, I'm going to just tack that in and then come up from underneath and weld the tray in the bottom. I hope I never have to take the battery out though, because to take the battery out I've got to pull the whole steering column out, which may require the engine to come out as well. But it's either the battery goes here or it goes out the back next to the fuel tank. The only space left is right behind the drive sprocket, so drive sprocket with a chain, and if the chain breaks it would probably just hit the battery, so that's why this is going here. So version 4 of the engine cradle complete. Now to chop it apart again, make version 5 with a tensioner for the chain in here somewhere, and well, yeah, that's going to be in another video. So got the chain fitted at least. Battery box is made, just need to tack it in. Yeah, so that's it for today's video. February Daily Challenge Day 2 complete. As always, customise everything.